Welcome back to our channels, Warriors. We are still growing 14,000 subscribers in 5 months. I want to thank all of you guys for liking, commenting, and sharing this channel. Thank you. If you haven't already had the old lady that sells churritos down the street from your house, smash that subscribe button. Go ahead and have her smash it right now. First and foremost, let me give a shout out to the following patrons: Coach Ken, Miguel L., AI Vega, Theo, Cassandra, New Boot, John Wick, Miguel, Let Our Actions Lead Others to Christ, Big Bad 48, Nova, Jack, Linda, Michigan Wolverines, Marius, Chevelle 66, Abuelita's Journey, and Douse Herrero. If you have not already signed up for that Patreon, make sure you hit that link in the description below. You do not want to miss out. This episode right here, man, is a continuation of the shock and awe campaign that I faced as a brand new sergeant at Richard J. Donovan Correctional Facility. Man, some of the stuff that just took me aback, right off the bat. You guys already know that I had came from a real Level 3, Level 4 general population prison, Centinela. One of the things that initially caught me off guard was walking on Bravo Yard from the Plaza Gate to Ad-seg. This was 2015, mind you, 2015. At that time, that yard was a sensitive needs protective custody yard. Man. An inmate was getting placed in Ad-seg. So, Building 6 and Building 7 at the back of Bravo Yard, I told you they're super long yards. Like twice or 3 times the length of a regular prison yard. Building 6 and Building 7 were Ad-seg. I'll be damned if they didn't have 2 correctional officers escorting an inmate in handcuffs. General population inmate, GP inmate, from the Plaza Gate down the track with a whole entire yard of sensitive needs inmates out there. Listen to what I just told you. No fence, no barrier. You got a GP dude in handcuffs getting walked across the yard. This was 2015. I'm like, oh, hell no. Because at Centinela and any other regular prison, I believe they had done away with that practice, right? After so many dudes got rushed and stabbed while they were in handcuffs. So the procedure over there would be you put them in a little golf cart and you drive them around the back. Now they do this at Donovan. Now, but let me tell you, 2015. Golly, G. Right? And what that does is prevent anybody from getting beat up or stabbed unnecessarily. Oh, it gets better. So these 2 officers, and my heart, right? Just think about my anxiety, man. My heart rate, man. My PTSD, my ED. There I go throwing that joke out there again, man. I got to be careful with that joke. Some of you guys start to actually believe it. Anyhow, one of the officers says, hey, I'm going to need my cuffs back. Meaning he was like a yard cop and he had linked up with the Bravo yard cop and he wanted his pair of handcuffs back. So they were going to switch out handcuffs. So aside from already thinking, all right, we're all going to get beat up right now, I'm like, okay, cool. A certain way, well, not a certain way, probably the only damn way I know how to change a pair of cuffs are to get your handcuffs, put them on the inmate, and then remove the other pair of handcuffs. I mean, fuck, this is so hard to figure out. It's common sense. That way the dude is never unrestrained at all. Oh, no. Hector, please. Please don't tell us what I think you're going to tell us. I'm going to tell you guys. I'm a brand new sergeant. Like I said, I wasn't going to come waving a hammer. I see one of the cops just start to take off the handcuffs, man. Without any other handcuffs on him. And I look at the guy and I kind of do one of these to him. Right? Like, Like tap the dude. Like maybe he's goofy looping. Maybe the homie just slipped. Right. Like maybe his hamster got caught in the wheel and just wasn't working. He looks at me, he's like, nah, it's cool. This dude's not gonna do nothing. No. No. There you go, man. The Ad-seg inmate, he uncuffed the inmate on the yard. A GP inmate on an SNY full yard, unrestrained. Yeah, sure as shit. The dude didn't do anything, but that's besides the point. That is by sheer luck, right? Don't ever do that. Dude gets put in handcuffs and gets walked out. So your boy's heart was like, oh man. All right, maybe this is a fluke. Maybe this was a fluke. It has to get better. No. Well, one of the initial things I get, and I told you, I came from a real level GP institution, man. There was no psych meds. Meaning, all right, for those that you guys don't know, and let me know if this is the same as outside of California. If you're a Southern Hispanic or a white inmate, I don't think the blacks, I'm not too sure, you can fill me in, follow this, but you are not allowed to be on psychological medication, meaning no psych meds, right? You will be deemed no good, like probably they view you as less than, right? Man, I'll tell you some damn truth. Even though I met some general population inmates that were off their rocker, right? Man, maybe a little bit of meds might have helped them out, but that's how they viewed it, right? So I walk into Ad-seg, building 6, and I don't see anything. And the reason I don't see anything is because there's cubicles. Cubicles, the type of cubicles that like you go to an office building, man, on the day room. This is a 270 design. Ad-seg. On the A section of the day room and on the C section of the day room. So both sides. I'll be damned. You got like psychiatrists, like licensed vocational nurses, social workers. I mean, all the whole like if I was if your boy Hector was at the VA hospital getting some treatment, right? Man. So I cannot see the cells because there's obstacles blocking everything. I mean, sure, the gunner could not see anything at all, right? So what they do is they pull the inmates out. They sit in they were off the hook back then. They still are off the hook, but let me tell you. They don't be behaving, right? The inmates don't be behaving. Wow. Wild, right? So they sit down in their little chair, right? Handcuffed or waist restraints, and they're just like, talking, spitting game to these psychs. Some of them fall victim, right? Plenty of psychs got walked off due to relationships with these inmates. Then on the day room, on the B section, on the B-C section, what you had was like a U shape of holding cells. You had a lady sitting in a chair with a newspaper, reading the newspaper to the inmates. I'm like, oh, that's cool, right? I guess. They had remember when you were a kid and they bring the TV in and they show movies, right? It was like the best day in school. They're showing movies to these inmates. And like, that's cool and all, right? I ain't tripping, but these inmates would act out. Basically, you're rewarding bad behavior, right? I teach my 4-year-old daughter bad behavior doesn't get rewarded, right? You reward good behavior. Well, these inmates were off the hook, off the charts. I'm talking about disrespectful. I'm not even talking about dealing dope and stabbing people. I can accept that in my heart and in my mind. I'm talking about gassing officers, being disrespectful, calling people out of their name, boarding up, throwing shit water out on the tier. So basically what they do is they'll plug the toilet and shit water will overflow on purpose. And then you got shit water. I don't think you guys have ever heard about this. Or Greenside. Hey, CO, what do you guys think about when we flood the tier and there's shit waters and dingleberries and poop all over the place and it smells? I don't like it. I'll tell you right now, I don't like it. It's fucking gross. Damn. So yeah, man, you got the whole place. You got food ports open. They're throwing shit bombs out at the cops because the cops are brand spanking new. I mean, at one point, Ad-seg got so out of control that they had to call the ISU to come back and try to bring it back and fix it. That's the type of misbehaving I'm talking about, man. Like, ain't nobody want to deal with poop, man, at all. So that's just that type of environment. And the crazy thing is that we would get inmates from Lancaster, Calipat, Calipatria, Centinela, Salinas Valley, Tehachapi, and they would touch down in our Ad-seg like normal inmates. They would touch down for out to court, meaning they stabbed the shit out of somebody in Imperial County, and now they're in San Diego, and like a Centinela team or Calipat team will come, and transportation team, and take them to court and bring them back. That would happen. So I'm sure they were watching like, oh man, what is this place, right? What is this place? I'm going to end it when this good captain, got knocked upside the head with a fucking rock. A rock on Alpha Yard, man. They didn't even call a code. Your boy was a brand spanking new sergeant working central control. Oh, I hated that job. Could not crunch numbers for the life of me. I hated that job. Right, all of a sudden I hear call the ETV, the emergency transport vehicle, for staff members on A yard. So I'm like, wonder what happened. Medical emergency, dude feeling blood pressure, right? Yeah, a white, crazy EOP inmate. I mean, this dude was crazy. He was not happy that he did not get his TV. Right? These people are not sound in the mind. Okay, I'm not exaggerating. I'm not putting a 10 on it, and I'm not trying to tell you. These are different. This is a different type of inmate. Right? It's not like a normal inmate didn't get his TV, went to the pad, made a weapon, stabbed the officer or whatever. This is like mentally ill inmates that they did just go off the charts, right? So he didn't get a TV or his property fast enough. So, and I talked to this guy afterwards. In his head, he thought like, well, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to hit the captain over the head with a rock, and that'll get their attention. No, fuck no. Hey, Captain, what's up, man? Bah! Right, knocks his ass out with a fucking rock. Another officer tries to jump in, hits that officer. It was a lieutenant, older guy, man. Tries to jump in. Everybody's getting hit over the head with a rock. Da, da, toma. Right, boom. Oh, man, not good. Not good. Not good. Inmate like 1. Inmate like 3. Staff members 0, right? Like, of course they resume program, right? Of course they resume program. Hey, get these inmates up. We got to get them their yard, their RT yard. Oh, man, that when I tell you these stories, right? These are just breadcrumbs, man. Like it's gonna take a minute for me to unleash it all, right? Damn. So the message for today, man, and it's kind of hard to pull a good message out of a bad concept, right? Oh, damn good message. The message for today is the grass is not always greener on the other side. I was at Centinela for 8 years commuting back and forth, and I could not wait to get to Donovan. It was just 10 minutes from my house. When I got the call, I was thanking my lucky stars. I get there, complete nightmare. It drove me out. It drove me out, right? So be careful what you wish for. The grass is not always greener on the other side. Keep pushing forward.